Hello friends, frogs, and happy people. It is my second video today. I know, aren't you tired of me yet? It's okay if you are. I'm still here. And I'm still gonna be here. How is everyone doing? I had a fantastic day today. I had a doctor's appointment. I don't know if I mentioned that in my earlier video, day 9, lesson 9. But I did. I had an awesome day today. I had to go to the doctor for a checkup. I've known this doctor for 30 years. He helped with my smoking problem. Remember we were talking about smoking? I haven't smoked in 30 years. He's the one that told me that I was making my child sick. So 30 years ago, she'll be 31 in April. When she was a little tot, he told me that I was making her sick so that I would quit smoking, and I will forever be grateful for him. We actually moved to another city for about 10, 12 years, something like that, and then we come back to this area, and as soon as I got back to the area, I really looked him up, and I was like, went back over there. I couldn't help myself. I love that he did that for me. He's an awesome doctor. He's really good. But today he told me that he loved it when I came in these days because I'm always smiling, I'm always laughing, always in a good mood. And that makes me feel good because, as I've said before, there's a lot of depression that he has had to deal with. So, there's a lot of things that he's had to put up with, but he's always like, oh, I love when you come in here because you're laughing, and that made me feel real good. How is that your doctor, the one that has treated you for the last 30 years minus 10, so 20 years actually, he sees the difference, and he sees how good that you know, not only his medicine, you know, his recommendations and his diagnoses and things like that has helped, but also I have become a different person, and it's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I was so impressed. So I do want you to know, and there is a change. There is a big difference in the person I am and the person I was. There is a huge difference. You would never believe it. Never, ever, ever. I cried all the time. Everything made me mad. If I tripped on anything in the floor, it was a bad day. It was the worst day ever. And then I went from that to complaining to the next bad thing, and then I complained. I mean, it was just I can only imagine that it could be very exhausting to somebody on the outside of my brain. So yeah, I was bad. I was really, really awful. I'm not gonna focus on our stoic. This kind of one of those bonus events right now. My notebook here this is the notebook that I copy some sayings in, like some, you know, people that have sayings that are listed every, you know, on positive things, positive quotes, things like that. I post it right here so that I can come back to it and look at it in case I do get sad. I did see one that kind of, or a couple actually, that fits with our stoicism. One of them, it doesn't have an author with it, but I did not write this. This is not me. But it's very important that you hear this. Self-pity is like a thief in the night, robbing us of our joy. Self-pity is like a thief in the night, robbing us of our joy. So there's that I do want you to concentrate on. And there are 2 ways of spreading light: to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. And Edith Wharton said that one. So I wanted to tell you, I promise you, I write things down. I keep track of it. I also have another flip side to this one where I'm writing words down that I want to remember and look at. And, you know, I'm just very big about my vocabulary, even though I'm like, I can't get the words out when I'm thinking, when I'm anxious. But that is, I just want to show you that. So, like, Liberosis is the desire to care less about things. Liberosis. I have a lot of liberosis. It sounds like a liver disease, does it not? Opia, the ambiguous intensity of looking someone in the eye, which can simultaneously feel evasive and vulnerable. And I get that all the time. There was a long time where I couldn't look people in the eye, because it was painful. It was almost like a reflection. I couldn't see myself. I couldn't. I was hiding. I was trying to hide. I think that's what it was. But I have a horrible habit of not looking people in the eye. If I look you in the eye, then I pretty much respect you or respect myself when I'm with you. So I'm good. It took a long time to be able to do that. But yeah, just little things. Even if I write like one down, I'm reading a book, maybe I'll write a word down and I'll want to know what it is, and I put it in my book. So there's that. How's everybody else doing this evening? I'm Cassie, by the way. You're in Cassie's Corner. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, as YouTube has an algorithm, and it makes me popular. It makes, YouTube will recommend my videos more, and they'll become more popular in the interim. I'm not looking for that kind of thing. I just want to make sure that everybody has a good brain, has a good, healthy mindset, and that they can cherish their lives like they're supposed to. They can cherish their children, and they can lead a happy life without so much depression and anxiety ruling over them. I don't like the big S word, the self deprecating word. I just don't like it. I don't like to think about that. I think that we as humans should gather together and create a better way of support for those who have that as a thought. A lot of my family has committed suicide. I said the big S word, I'm sorry. A lot of friends, a lot of my children's friends, a lot of people I know have done the big deed, and it's not as glamorous as everybody, or romantic as everybody had made it out to be in the early 2000s, because it is dangerous, and we're just losing people left and right over some kind of self-hate and self-deprecating attitudes. And we shouldn't really. I mean, everybody has a purpose, everybody has something to offer the world, and I think that everybody should be here. I mean, death itself is coming in its time, but it shouldn't be it shouldn't be coming on early, like at the age of 30 or 31. It shouldn't be coming on so early that somebody's trying to off themselves just because they don't feel good about themselves. That's not good. So my job, I feel like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional by any means of any situation. I've been anxious before, I've been depressed, I've been in a deep, dark state, whereas it felt like I did not want to be here. And there's not one single thing that helped get me out of it. It was a series of things, actually, that helped. I had an amazing friend. I actually have a pastor that is one of my best friends, and he helped me through a lot of it, but he's not here. He's across the state of Alabama, so I really couldn't deal with him physically, but he was there for me over the phone. He would tell me when I was wrong. He would tell me what my thoughts were, or he would counteract everything I said, and I really appreciate everything. He's been quite an angel for me, quite a what is it they call it, the guardian angel. He's a pastor, so what else can I think of him for? But he's amazing. He is absolutely amazing. I had my children were good at times, and then, you know, they would have their moments, and they would be like, "Oh, Mom, just shut up. I'm tired of hearing you, you know, self-pity yourself." And it's true, because I just read it. Self-pity, you know, robs your joy. It robs, it's just like, it just comes and makes everything black. Self-pity is not good. So I've experienced a lot in the way of anxiety, and in the way of depression, and low thoughts, and not feeling good about yourself. I really don't feel good about myself sometimes, and then other times I feel really, really good. Today I felt really, really good. I still gotta lose weight. I'll get there. I will get there. I promise. I have to. I know I have the will of maybe an old timer kind of safe, the one you find in an old general store. I know I have that kind of strength, that kind of willpower. So it's just being lazy, and being tired, and being, you know, just older. I don't have that spark anymore. I don't have that that bee buzz and energy that I used to have. So, but I'll get there. I promise I will. Okay, and then, what else is happening? I had something else to say. I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't want anyone else to feel that way. I want to be the catalyst. I want to be the positive catalyst that shifts you out of it. I want to be the person, and I don't want to be a hero. That is not even the extent of it. That is not what I'm trying to say. I want to be a positive influence, and I want to be the one that tells you that you are worthy, and that you are better than that. You can think better of yourself, and you are so much worth more than what you think you are. What you think is not true. Your thoughts are finicky, and your thoughts are, I mean, they could be powerful. Whatever you think you are, you are. Period. Point blank whatsoever. If you think you're a doctor, you're a doctor. If you think, you know, you study long enough, you want to get that done, go be a doctor. You can do anything you want to at any age. There is no limitations. The only time you're limited is like when you're sick, or when you're, you know, not here. And I don't want to think of that. I don't want to think of anybody not being here with us to share in the joys that we have, or the joys of their family, or anything of that nature. So I'm really, really insistent on everybody feeling good about themselves. But that's just me, and that is how I work. Please do like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Don't be afraid to tell me that I'm a crackhead, because I'm not. I mean, I'm really not. But, you know, if you think I'm a crackhead, okay, we'll deal with it. And I'll you know, it's not going to hurt my feelings. It won't hurt me. I thought, when everybody was talking about doing a YouTube channel at first, everybody was thinking, I was thinking, oh my God, what if somebody says something to hurt my feelings? What if somebody says something to put me back in the mood that I'm not good enough? I'm not. Let them. If I let your words in black and white get me there, there's not much to me anyway. Just a thought. I'm not standing in my true form. I wouldn't be, my channel would be kind of hypocritical, would it not? I would think so. So, if you got something bad to say about me, say it. If you got something good to say about me, say it. Just, you know, be honest with me and tell me everything that, I do have an email. It is Cassies_corner@outlook.com, and that way we can communicate. If you don't feel like what you have to say to me is in private, so there's a personal element to that email. You don't have to worry about somebody else thinking something, or somebody picking up, maybe a family member or whatever, picking up names or anything like that, picking up ideas that, oh, this is me. You know, anything that's private is private. I wouldn't let it go anywhere else. I will email you back. I will definitely email you back, and I will try to help you assess the situation and think in a positive and more better way, so that way you're not sitting there in sadness and thinking that everything is terrible and the world is not agreeing with you and you're having a bad life. You're not having a bad life. You're alive. Well, how can you have a bad life? You're breathing. You know, you're not a coffee table, or you're not a couch that just sits there and absolutely gets no air whatsoever, or doesn't breathe, or can't go to sleep. You know, I mean, think about it. There's an alternative. There is an alternative to living. It is not a good one. It really is not a good one. I cannot imagine not being able to breathe. I've developed asthma as an action of having COVID twice. I had it once when we didn't know what the disease was. This was like January of 2020, and it was coming out really, really strong, and nobody really knew. I mean, the word COVID-19 was out, but nobody knew the symptoms or what it would feel like. So I had it then, and then my mom died, and I had it in January, and my mom died in March of that year. And I remember I was just getting over it really good. As I was visiting my mom, I was able to see my mom in the hospital twice before she passed away. And then I had it again in 2022. I had it in December of that year. And I missed work. And they were like, send me the paperwork. I'm like, I'm in here at the doctor's office. I got all this breathing stuff in my face. And the guy was more worried about getting the paperwork stating that I had COVID more than he was worried about if I was okay or not. I was kind of ill. It kind of made me ill. People are heartless sometimes. I mean, I realize you got a business to run and you need proof that I'm sick, but I'm sick. You know, if I tell you I'm sick, I'm not going to lie to you. That kind of thing. But yeah, I was really happy when my doctor said he was so happy to see me because I smiled all the time. That was a difference. That was a big difference. That made my day. And I told him about it too. I was like, you just made my day. You just made me so much more happy. I kind of laughed at him, but that was a long road. That was really, really long road. So I'm patting myself on the back. I'm really proud of myself. Sorry about that. Y'all have a nice night. It's getting to be about 6:40. It is dark. Why is it so dark at 6:40? I mean, it looks like it's midnight out there. It's annoying. I ordered a new microphone today, so we'll see. We'll see how that works out. And I think I'm going to close tonight. I'm going to wish y'all a good night and find that great big belly laugh between now and the time that I see you tomorrow with tomorrow's video. And find somebody to appreciate between now and tomorrow's video. And think good of yourself. Lay in bed tonight and do the pros and cons. Even write it down. Like I said, writing is a lost art. And to pick it up again would be an awesome, awesome thing. Even in your own handwriting. When you pass away, there's a couple of cards that I have of my grandmother's where she sent me after I got married. And I'm so glad I saved them because I still have her handwriting. But I wish I had some of my granddaddy's handwriting. I wish now that I had my dad's handwriting. Something, you know, from them like that. But I didn't, you know, keep that from... I think my sister may have some of my mom's handwriting laying around. But, you know, it's just things. If you have a journal and you're going to leave it behind, that'll be your handwriting. That'll be your legacy. And in 30 years, who knows? Everything is going to be digital. Your handwriting is going to survive. Somehow, some way, I hope. That's how I think about it. The lost art of writing. Really? Yeah. I miss writing. So everybody have a good night. Think the best about yourself. Write your pros and cons. Do your journaling. Do it 5 minutes before you go to bed. Do it 5 minutes, you know, for 5 minutes after you wake up. Journaling, it's not a big deal. It lets you know. And when you become so intensely sad, your memory starts to go. Because you can't focus on anything except for what makes you mad, what makes you sad. Your memory starts to lose its dexterity. So writing these things down, I remember reading some of my journals after I was sick, and I was like, hey, when did I feel that way? Oh, wow. I can't believe I felt that way. I can't believe that I wrote that down. It's in my handwriting. It was on paper. I'm like, wow, I must have been really out of it, really. I really needed some help. You'll never know. Never know how you feel if you don't write it down. Just a thought. Just a thought. A lot of therapists think about, journaling and ask if you're journaling and that kind of thing. I'm not going to be so technical because I'm not a medical license. I'm not a professional anything. I'm not anything like that. So you don't owe me anything. These are all just advice, suggestions, and things of that nature. So again, you don't owe me anything. I do hope y'all have a good night. A beautiful, beautiful night. I hope everybody sleeps peacefully. I'm going to try not to let my dogs wake me up. But, they need to potty too. Y'all have an awesome night. Really. I appreciate you being here with me. And thank you so much. Thank you. I'll see y'all tomorrow, I hope. Bye-bye.